toxic fishing methods, regulate net sizes, enforce closed seasons, and bar direct fishing by foreign nationals. 3, the establishment of a national dry fish auction market in Busia town under the Fisheries Act and the National Trade Policy, ensuring compliance with Kenya Bureau of Standards, Kenya Revenue Authority, and public health standards. 4, inter-county collaboration between Turkana, Marsabit, and Busia to strengthen enforcement, establish landing, inspection sites, and empower fisherfolk cooperatives with storage and processing facilities. Senator Andrew Mtata MP, Senator from Busia County, 1st October 2025. Second, I request for a statement on the conservation, development, and promotion of Kakapel prehistoric site in Busia County. Madam Speaker, I rise, pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment, and National Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the conservation, development, and promotion of Kakapel prehistoric site in Busia County. Madam Speaker, the Kakapel prehistoric site, gazetted by the National Museums of Kenya, is a monument of exceptional archaeological and cultural significance, showcasing ancient rock art and inscriptions dating back thousands of years. Despite an approved allocation of Kenya shillings 102,400,000 under the project Tourism Promotion through Conservation of Cultural Heritage at Kakapel National Museum, the site remains largely underdeveloped. Critical infrastructure, including access roads, visitor amenities, and research facilities, have not been established. This neglect jeopardizes the preservation of Kenya's heritage, undermines key national and continental development agendas, and deprives the local community of educational, cultural, and economic benefits. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the status of implementation of the Kakapel project, including reasons for the delay in release and utilization of the allocated funds, and whether due process was followed in the planning, tendering, and procurement stages of the project, and provide relevant documentation. 2, measures in place to develop essential infrastructure, such as access roads, fencing, signage, interpretation centers, accommodation facilities, and cultural exhibition spaces. 3, strategies to collaborate with universities and archaeological institutions for research, documentation, and preservation of both tangible and intangible heritage. 4, plans to promote community-based tourism models that empower local residents and safeguard cultural identity. 5, national and international marketing initiatives to position Kakapel as a flagship heritage tourism destination, including cross-border tourism with Uganda. Signed, Andrew Omtato Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia County, 1st October 2025. My third request for a statement is on the management of sugar sales, dilapidated infrastructure, and rampant sugarcane smuggling in Busia County. Madam Speaker, I rise, pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock, and Fisheries on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the management of sugarcane sales, dilapidated infrastructure, and rampant sugarcane smuggling in Busia County. Madam Speaker, farmers diligently pay sugarcane cess meant for rural roads, bridges, and way bridges. Yet, Busia's budget reflects only 10 million annually, despite miller records showing remittances exceeding 30 million. This suggests serious underreporting or diversion of devolved funds. Consequently, feeder roads remain in disrepair, raising transport costs and reducing farmer incomes. The porous Kenya-Uganda border fuels rampant sugarcane smuggling, depriving counties of revenue and destabilizing markets. Unregulated cheap imports further depress cane prices and enable delayed miller payments, while frequent dumping of duty-free refined sugar weakens the local industry. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the total sugarcane cess collected annually from 2020 to date, desegregated by miller and sub-county. 2, the discrepancy between county government and miller remittance reports, and outline the measures in place to ensure public disclosure of cess receipts and expenditures, including internal audit mechanisms to prevent diversion or underreporting. 3, evidence of infrastructure projects such as roads, bridges, and way bridges funded through cess revenue over the last 5 years. 4, the control measures established to curb sugarcane smuggling across Kenya's borders and indicate any disciplinary action taken against persons implicated in the vice. 5, the current national sugar demand and supply gap, and how the current gap is being verified before issuing import permits, and the safeguards in place to ensure imports occur only during genuine shortfalls while protecting farmers from price depression caused by cheap imports. Signed, Andrew Omtato Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia County, 6th October 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
We resume comments on the statements. Senator Mutinda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Allow me first to start making a brief comment of the park that we managed to visit, because it's one of the statements by Senator Okio. Thank you, Senator Mundigi. In regards to the improvement of the park, Mr. Speaker, I joined the Committee of Industry, and I was privileged to also be able to look at the a park, which, Madam Speaker, is a national museum. And all that it needs to be done is that money needs to be set aside so that it can improve the infrastructure. It will be able to really attract a lot of tourism, putting in mind this is a border area. And this is a facility, Madam Speaker, the Kakapel historical site. It has very, very historic message. It's a very important site as a museum. Madam Speaker, I agree that it needs to be gazetted and needs to be improved. We've seen a structure that the county government had started putting in place. It should work with speed to be able to complete this particular structure. And Madam Speaker, I mean, it has a lot of history that will definitely ensures it prides in the local area culture, Madam Speaker. The other statement, Madam Speaker, is by Senator Cherel Guy in regards to the unfair labor practices at I&M Bank, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, actually, the matters that the Senator has addressed that the committee needs to narrow down to should go beyond I&M Bank, Madam Speaker. When I was doing my thesis in my undergraduate, Madam Speaker, at the University of Nairobi, I narrowed into the issues of the banks in this country. By then, there were about 42 banks by then. We've had an increase of the number of banks in this country. And mostly, most of them having foreign investors, Madam Speaker. When the foreign investors invest, which is something that we encourage them to do, Madam Speaker, we should not also close our eyes and forget some of the issues that have been raised, some that are in this particular statement, in terms of unfairness, probably in the promotions, in the recruitment processes, in the local strategic market strategies that need to be adapted locally, because the local banks need to help the locals, not only a specific sector, Madam Speaker. So this issue should not only be narrowed to I&M Bank, Madam Speaker, but across the different banks. The Committee of Labour should be able to give an adequate report, Madam Speaker, of all the banks in this country. Be able to analyze the issues that have been brought about by the Senator, the mechanisms that are in place to be able to whistleblow, and many others. At times you find that transactions have been done. The manager has been able to approve 1 or 2 transactions, and because the client was fraudulent, Madam Speaker, then the employee is affected, probably without fair process of what really transpired. Because the bank wants to really cover their own image, then they end up sacrificing the employee simply because something has been flagged out by CBK. So there should be a proper audit on the same. Madam Speaker, also, just to mention on the issue of the hospital, today we had a privilege to visit, Today we had the privilege to visit the referral hospital, Busia, and I was tasked, because my area is also pharmaceutical, to be able to look at the pharmacy, and I just want to applaud, honestly, the hospital. Among all the hospitals that I've visited and have been able to move into the pharmacy area, this has been one of the best organized, clean, decent, with very competent people, something that I'm really very proud of, and I would want to encourage them to continue with the same. Even they've been able to actually have their own system. And Madam Speaker, today when we were looking at the financial issues in terms of the pending bills in this county, apparently the health sector is the one, in terms of revenue collection, on-source revenue collection, is the one doing the best in this particular county. Despite the huge amount of the pending bills in this county, which we've been able to address, Madam Speaker, and add that the county government moves with speed, Madam Speaker, to be able to sort their suppliers. It is very sad, Madam Speaker, to have a pending bill of as little as 100,000, as little as 90,000. Mark you, this person went to a bank or to any financier, borrowed a loan. There's interest that is accruing for this particular person, and this money has not been paid for years and years. Yet they have a running pending bills committee that verifies these particular bills, Madam Speaker. It is something that we want to urge the county to move with speed. They've given us just a light strategy in terms of how they're supposed to clear the 2.6 billion pending bills in this particular county. If this is not done with a plan, then we are going to have a very minimal percentage on the development budget, Madam Speaker. So I think and I hope that Senate Mashinani Busia, Madam Speaker, has been of impact, cutting across all the different sectors. As Mheshimiwa Mudigi also talked about the agricultural sector, we've looked at the health sector, we met with PAC, they've also tried to look at the matters within the health. Finance today, we had the governor. We tried to emphasize that pending bills be sorted. We hope and pray that the people of Busia, as we go back to our counties, as we go back to Nairobi, we will have left an impact and a positive impact for that matter. We look forward to when again we shall be here. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Senator Chute.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to contribute on the statement by Senator Mtata on the protection of Lake Turkana fishing ecosystem. As you are aware, Honorable Speaker, Marsabit shares the lake with Lake Turkana, with the Turkana County, of which 70% is in Marsabit County. Honorable Speaker, I think last week, some businessmen and politicians came to my office and told me we have a problem in Lake Turkana. And I want to thank Senator Mtata for bringing this issue to the Senate today. And the issue they've raised was that people are using nets which are smaller in size, undersize, for fishing in Lake Turkana. And I asked them, what is the department of Fisheries, what are they doing? They said they are doing nothing. And I want to emphasize that this problem Senator Omtata is talking about, it is live and it is happening in Lake Turkana. Madam Speaker, imagine people using undersized net and a senator for Busia, senator who is in Busia, complaining about issues in Lake Turkana that we have a problem. The problem is fish which are smaller in size are being transported from Lake Turkana to Busia. Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, in Marsabit, the Marsabit County government built an abattoir, which is unfortunately maybe costed about 300 million, which is today claimed by the lake. It is in the lake now. Only the roof, you can see only the roof. And now that abattoir is not helping our people in Marsabit. What Senator Omtata is trying to say, I will be a bit having a different idea from his. My idea would be, there was money set aside. This money comes from European Union, and it's about 1.5 billion shillings to help the fisheries, the fishers, the people who are doing business, the young and women who are doing business in Lake Turkana. Honorable Speaker, this money would have been set aside for refrigerated trucks, cold storage system in the lake, and also policing of the lake. We have two problems in Lake Turkana. Now, one is security issues. Number two is about the nets, which are undersized nets. And if we don't stop this, we will not be having fish to be harvested from Lake Turkana in the next 5 years. Honorable Speaker, I want to ask CS Joho. I spoke to him about 3 weeks ago on the same issue. I told him there is a problem in Lake Turkana, and we need to deal with that problem as soon as possible. And he promised me he's going to come to Marsabit specifically to come to Lake Turkana and sort out these problems. What do we need in Lake Turkana? There is a boat which is in Lake Turkana that's not being used. That belongs to the Department of Blue Economy or Fisheries. That boat stays there. It can be only used when somebody wants to hire that boat. It doesn't do the policing work. It doesn't help our people in even, helping for emergencies. It is being hired, it's being let to people at some cost. So I think he needs to visit Marsabit, Lake Turkana, and see what is happening in Lake Turkana. And I want once again to thank Senator Omtata, and I want to sit with him and discuss how we are going to be having our fish. To be even not necessarily bring a dried fish. We can bring fish. I know he's not happy with this, but we can, with refrigerated vehicles, we can bring fish to Busia. Then people from Congo can come and buy when you have everything in place. Finally, Madam Speaker, Senator for Turkana also has similar problem. We had lunch together, and he told me there is a security problem in Lake Turkana also on his side. And this can be taken care of only by the Fisheries Department by deploying motorboats, speedboats that can secure that area. When we visited his county, people were complaining about not having enough speedboats to secure the community who live in Lake Turkana. So my request to the committee is they have to do thorough investigation and also visit Lake Turkana, both sides, Turkana County and Marsabit County, and see for themselves what is happening in Marsabit, Lake Turkana. And most probably, we would also request, if possible, we ask the CS also to visit as soon as possible. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Senator
Yes,
Oyomo?
it's fine. Yes, please do.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, I rise to object that there is not a quorum present in the House. Madam Speaker, do we have quorum for the proceedings?
Clerks, do we have quorum? We don't have quorum, so can I request Sergeant at Arms to ring the bell for 10 minutes?
Business over the Rose 2, informing the Speaker that the House may not be having the requisite for it to be able, unless and until that quorum is raised. So the Speaker has indicated or directed that the to get back to raise it and commenced the House sitting. However, as the business continued, it seems that members have walked out of the chambers and therefore making the House lack that requisite quorum for the business to continue. So that is a quorum bell that is on. If the members may manage to make their way inside, then the House will pick up from where they had left. So once that quorum is raised or is achieved, then they will be able to pick up on the business that is lined up for consideration. And if not, then that House will be adjourned until the next sitting. This is pursuant to the provisions of standing orders of the House. Remember, this is a Senate plenary sitting taking place in Busia County under the Senate Mashinani program. This is the last plenary sitting day. The House has been sitting at the County Assembly of Busia since Tuesday afternoon sitting, Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, as well as today. So this will be marking the last day of the plenary sitting, as is the calendar of the Senate, that the plenary sittings are done from Tuesday afternoon to Thursday afternoon. However, you will recall that the senators have also been conducting committee sittings done by various standing committees, also making visits to various county projects. And so this afternoon, if the House does not correct, then that means they will be adjourning, and that will be the end of the Senate Mashinani chapter, or the Busia chapter, and they will be back to the main parliament buildings in Nairobi from next week. So we shall be waiting to hear from the Speaker, Honorable Veronica Maina, who's currently, Honorable Catherine Muma, I beg your pardon, who is currently chairing the House If that quorum is not present, then the House shall be adjourned. But if you're just joining us, that the House has been going on with its business. However, quorum hitch has been faced, and therefore that is the quorum bell to call back the members who may have stepped out of the chambers because the House does not have the requisite quorum during the proceedings of the House. Before that quorum hitch, the members were considering statements that had been lined up for consideration in today's order paper. Some of the statements include that from the member for Nandi, Honorable Samson Cherarkey, from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget regarding the findings of a special audit by the Auditor General on Kenya's Central Digital Payments Gateway, the e-Citizen. Also, statement by the Senator for Makueni County, Honorable Daniel Manzo, seeking from the Standing Committee on Education regarding a report of sexual assault involving a grade 3 pupil at email at Emali Sunshine Academy in Makueni County. Also, the Senator for Elgeyo Marakwet, Honorable William Kisang, had a statement this afternoon that was sought from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the human-wildlife conflict arising from elephants in Kerio Valley. Also, the Senator for Murang'a County had a statement sought a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding the delay in the issuance and collection of national identity cards. And we have also seen the host Senator, Busia County Senator Honorable Andrew Omtata, also seeking statements regarding the management of sugarcane cess, dilapidated infrastructure, and rampant sugarcane smuggling in Busia County. The Senator also sought a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries concerning the protection of Lake Turkana's fishing ecosystem and the establishment of Busia as a national dry fish auction market. And the Senator also sought a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the conservation, development and promotion of Kakapel prehistoric site in Busia. So if you're just joining us, is that the House that is sitting in Busia County Assembly, this being the 4th Senate Mashinani, has been conducting its business at the County Assembly of Busia since Tuesday. This is the last sitting this afternoon. However, there is a quorum hitch, and the quorum bell is on just to alert members of the Senate who may be within the precincts that the House has faced a quorum hitch during the proceedings.
The consequence of overwork. I'm aware that a number of committees are still doing their exit meetings. Having failed to attain quorum at the expiry of the 10 minutes, the Senate stands adjourned pursuant to Standing Order 41-2A until Tuesday 25 at 2:30 p.m.